All right, so I have 5 Indian scents here. All 5 that I own. All 5 have been cracked out from previous holders. And the game here is, can you guess the grade of these? We're gonna challenge ourselves to see if we can improve our grading skills together. This 1891 is a little bit older year. The more common years in Indian scents are 1898 to really 1907, 1908. Those are some of the highest mintage years. Of course, with any old copper, there's the color designation, brown, and red. There's going to be all mint state, I'll give you that hint. So go ahead and guess the grade, and then I'll tell you as we go. This one was cracked out of an NGC 64 red brown holder. As you could see, the obverse has a lot of red in it. The reverse has just a little bit more brown, and I feel it's pretty accurately graded as a 64 red brown. Definitely red brown, and you could see at the tips of the feathers, the strike starts to weaken out. Well-deserved 64. The next coin here, 1898. You can already start to make out a little bit better strike through the feathers. Of course, a strong Liberty and the 4 diamonds, that's a popular kind of focus point for Mint State Indians. So you can see a good amount more red on the reverse. So go ahead and take a guess on this one. And what you'll learn is this is probably my favorite holders to buy because I always get them cheap. So this was graded 64 red brown. So same as the last coin. Bring them back together. And you can side by side it. A little different shade of red. Slightly different look. The reverse of the one on the right has definitely more natural red than the one on the left, but red brown has a huge scale of 95% red to 5% red. Captures a red brown coin. Now, but this came out of an annex holder. And other than that little spot there between the 1 and the U, it's a good strike, very few detracting marks. I thought this was actually a pretty good 64. I don't think it could fit into a 65 holder, but definitely a strong 64. And I was able to buy it for a 63 red brown price. I love annex because you almost always, especially if you buy them at auction, can buy them for a grade less. All right, next one, 1905. Again, a solid strike, a few more detracting marks in the fields, but a lovely red color. That's on the little plastic there. Some very nice luster here. So go ahead and guess the grade. What do you think? That one's also on the field, or on the little holder there. So this one, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. 1905, this was an Annex 64 red. And was able to pick this up for effectively a 63 red gray sheet bid. So this probably barely squeaks into the red, 95% red, probably 95.5%. There's a risk that it skims over to red brown out of a holder. I'm okay with that. I actually like a little bit of browning. Go back to the 1903 here. Again, solid strike in the feathers. Very few hits. There's a little bit on the cheek there. The diamonds looking very nice. Fields quite good. There is the one brown spot there. That's the biggest risk of Indian scents, is those darn little brown spots. So go ahead and guess the grade, 1903. This was an NGC 65 red brown. I think it was maybe borderline overgraded, personally. I've noticed actually NGC can be a little bit easier on copper, Indian cents at least, because that's what I focus on. Although the fields are quite nice. Obviously a solid strike. You'd think those couple marks there might take it back down to a strong 64, but I bought it at a cheap 65 price, so I'm not upset. And then the last one of the day is this lovely little Indian cent with a slight shade of brown toning in it. Overall, pretty good strike. An unfortunate couple of fingerprints on the reverse. A few people like those, but overall that's a detracting look. So go ahead and guess the grade on this last coin. Give it a little twirl here for you. See the opposite view here. So this one came in an NGC 64 red brown. So hopefully you did well. Appreciate you watching. Take care.